And we are live. तू होस्ट करने वाला था ना?
कुछ
नहीं?
भी
How
you
we
are the
all?
first.
Arre. Oh, hello everyone. Whoever has joined us or whoever is going to join us. And as promised, we are back post our auction. And I am to full red today. Since the auction itna acha gaya hai. But we know which club we both support. So keeping it short, and today we are not going to be discussing all the teams. We are going to discuss only 5 teams, if I'm not wrong, and we try to bring other teams also later in the week. देखते हैं कैसा है, because our team is traveling. It's been up for really, and it's Christmas season. But how you all doing? If you are in the stream, please hit a like button, subscribe to the channel, and you are free to share your comments, because we are going to do a lot of discussion. We are going to take in your comments. I know a lot of comments were not discussed last time. We are extremely sorry about it, because we had to cover a lot of teams, which is at least we covered all 10, I think.
All
So
time.
it was our longest episode recorded till now. But today we'll try to comment and try to put up every comment as possible. And as usual, we welcome our loyalty figure here. How are you doing, Sparsh? How was the auction? Are you happy with RCB? And however, we'll discuss it later. But कैसे चल रहा है? How's
Very interesting auction. I think this was the auction for the uncapped players to actually, gain their limelight, the much deserved limelight. We'll talk about this as we go forward in the episode, because we had more, money being given to uncapped Indians as compared to capped Indians, which is, I think this has happened for the first time in the history of the IPL. So fascinating, amazing auction, and RCB, yeah, very happy. We'll talk about it soon.
perfect? Before we start with the teams, I just want to say कि as you mentioned, however, it was very good for Indian uncapped players, and I somewhere feel this is also good going forward, because it's an Indian Premier League. Ideally, the most benefit should be given to or be received by Indian players. मुझे लगता है ऐसे. I think when you do this mega auction, a lot of limelight goes on foreign players, the big names, and whatnot. And most of our young uncapped players might not get a chance. For example, whether it is the last 3 buys, the steals which RCB had, whether it's Kanishk or Vivan, I don't think they would have got bought in mega auction. I think somewhere if you look beyond the see, I understand why mega is also important, because it helps the brand, it helps the TRPs and media, all this jazz. So straight away we'll start. So what I was thinking is we'll start from north to south today, right? And straight away when we speak of north, we have to start with uh, Delhi Capitals. How did you think there? I'll put up the team sheet also in a while. How did you think Delhi Capitals auction went? And they are the ones who started, if I'm not wrong, they are the ones who started with the first buy of the day. And I think that they also finished the last buy of the day. So what did you think of them? And eventually I'll put up the team and we'll discuss each player, and did they actually fill in every place they went for? क्या लगा तुम्हें?
I think they had 3 major vacancies in their first 12. Backups के बारे में बात करेंगे when you display the team sheet. But I think वो तो it's taken care of. They got an overseas opener, Ben Duckett. I think he was the first buy of the day. And then they got a middle order batter, David Miller. And they got both of them at base price, which was a little surprising क्योंकि in the first round of the auction, hardly people were getting sold. Liam Livingston unsold was the biggest surprise I ever had. So, but yeah, as I said, Ben Duckett, David Miller, and they had a slot down over there for which they have trusted Auqib Dar. They might still play Mukesh Kumar, but yeah, in terms of the first 12, I think they have done a good job. They have as I said, slot bhar gaye hain. They had a major problem in the top order last season, and you can clearly see effort has gone into that department. Ben Duckett, Pathum Nisanka, even Prithvi Shaw. I consider Parak also as a top order batter. Karun Nair ideally should be batting in the top three. Nitish Rana ka trade. So they have clearly worked on that department, but I think थोड़ा ज्यादा कर दिया है क्योंकि उस चक्कर में if you look at their lower order backups, I don't see too many names over there.
Mm. See, let's go from the way we see things. You remember I had asked you a question then, which of the below should Delhi Capitals go all out for? Whether it was one power hitting opener, finisher, and pace bowling all rounder. This is where I felt then these are the main areas they need to address. Now, if you see the team, let's start with the top order. Are you happy with Ben Duckett? Because I am assuming he's going to start ahead of Nisanka. Personally, if you ask me, I'm not keen on Sri Lankan players in IPL. Very rarely they have worked, very rarely they have clicked, and very rarely they have been consistent. And they have, I think, they have proved better as coaches. Whether you take Jayavardene or Sangakkara also now. So, what do you think? Did they address the opening slot? Personally, I think they still couldn't. I don't see both of Nisanka maybe little, both of them like power hitting. Starting a kick because Rahul is no more that what he was a few years back. I think was it for Punjab where he
Punjab.
went on a rampage in that season. So let's start with the top order, whether it's Ben Duckett, Nisanka, Prithvi Shaw, and Sahil Parag. What do you think of that? Then we'll address each position quickly.
See, in the top order, they don't have power as such. You see the top order, you won't find a Finn Allen or a Jake Fraser McGurk, who will smack those big sixes or a Tim David kind of a power. But they have players who can do the job. I think Ben Duckett is more of a four hitter than a six hitter, and that might be a problem because KL Rahul also is more of a four hitter than a six hitter. However, I still think Ben Duckett can get the job done. He's also a good player of spin, so you cannot just bowl left arm spin and contain them in the power play. He will drive you crazy by playing sweeps and reverse sweeps. He has a lot of range on both sides of the field, so I think he can get the job done. As for Pathum Nisanka, see, I think in the last couple of years, he is one of the most improved batters. We saw it in the Asia Cup also. He had a strike rate of what 160, and now in the IL T20, he is striking at 190. So I think he is an underrated buy, and quality here. You look at him bat, and there is definite quality over there. So I think they have done a job. Prithvi Shaw as a backup bhi hai. Then, as I said, Nitish Rana ka trade aa gaya. Sahil Parak is a very exciting left-handed batter, domestic player. So they have done job. They have done the job over there. अब देखते हैं कि वो रिजल्ट आता है कि नहीं आता है.
See, if you take that just like I before I asked you the question, like here, if you see Satyam, thank you for your comment. He's kind of reiterating what I said. The problem is every batters in this team seem to take time before going. Now I feel the same, not in just of terms of openers, even in terms of their batting till Miller, if you take it right. So, as do you think the same, or do you think a Ben Duckett or a Rahul will be switching gears this time? Because even if you say Rahul had a good season last time, it was not the whole Rahul where he went guns blazing from the start, right? So I think this is something which is a concern I feel as of now. So do you think it makes sense, or do you think it will work for them? I don't know.
I think it will work. Rahul, obviously, he's not the same Rahul we saw in 2018, but he still has made that little bit of effort ever since he left Lucknow Super Giants, and he is trying to start off quicker. And now, if he opens full time in this season, it will be very interesting to see. Because last season he batted in the middle order, kabhi open kiya, sometimes number three. He was shuffling around a bit too much. Duckett is a fast starter. He will get you maybe a 10 ball 20. He may get out after that, but yeah, he will not waste balls. Nitish Rana, Aksar Patel, थोड़ा matchup dependent है, तो I think they will have to be smart with their batting order also. And I think there is the problem actually which you said कि till Miller है, I think वो problem Miller को भी है. He also takes a little bit of a, I think 5-10 balls before he actually gets going, which is why I have a very radical idea. I posted this on Twitter. I'm not too sure many people will agree with this. Miller से open करा लो. I think he is at that stage of his career where finishing games, I mean, he has done it for a lifetime. I'm not saying he will not succeed at it, but I think he can open the innings and free himself up a bit like Ben Stokes. जब भी वो middle order में bat किया है in this format of the game, he has failed. But the moment he opened, he got that match-winning century against Mumbai Indians. I think we can see something similar happening with David Miller. Rahul can move down to number 3. You can open with Patum Nisanka, and then the batting looks a lot stronger in that way, in my opinion.
But personally, I was telling my friend also that if they open with I feel Nisanka is a better bet than Ben Duckett as of now, with the way Nisanka is playing. Now, slightly, we'll go forward. Instead of addressing, I'll come to the Miller part because we had a different conversation about it on Twitter. Let's address
Right.
the bowling. See, last season also the bowling was pretty sorted. Few here and there, Chotke. So even if you say Sunay is saying they needed a new bowler with Stark, should have gotten an Akashdeep or someone in case of Auqib doesn't do well. Now I get where this is coming from. Personally, I think Akashdeep didn't work well last season. I think somewhere his way of his technique of bowling, which is a skiddy ball, didn't doesn't work in IPL or T20. I feel maybe I'm wrong.
Hmm.
I'm more biased towards hit the deck or heavy balls or swing in the beginning. I'm more into that kind of bowling for a T20. So, what do you think of their bowling lineup? Let me put it up again. If you see here, thank you, Sunay, for the comment again. Let's see. Oh,
Uh,
so they
look,
have Auqib, Vipraj, Michael Stark, Kuldeep. Again, Nattu. Nattu has been off colors. And you also mentioned on Twitter before you answer. So you feel Mukesh will not play and Dar will be preferred ahead of him.
I think that's a call which they have to take. I personally don't rate Mukesh Kumar as much, so I will probably start with Akib Dar, and they have paid a hefty amount as well to buy him. And I've seen clips of him. He bowls the new ball well, but I completely agree with Sunay. If you look at the team, Akib Dar, Mukesh Kumar, or I think there is just one more Indian pacer, one or two more, and they don't have any other backups. What if Akib fails? What if Natarajan is not fit enough? What do you do? I think that's a major problem for Delhi Capitals. And another thing which I did not understand, what was the need to buy Kyle Jamieson? Because they already had three overseas players, overseas pacers, and they had the option to buy anyone because all other teams were full. The auctioneer specially asked Delhi Capitals, "Do you want someone to, fill the squad?" And they bought Kyle Jamieson. I was perplexed because they don't have Indian pacers. Number one, number two, they don't have a backup for David Miller. What if something happens to Tristan Stubbs? All their backups are there in the top order. Lower order, they don't have a single overseas backup. I felt they could have also gone for Michael Bracewell instead of Kyle Jamieson. He might have added more value.
So let's quickly make the starting 11. So this is what your starting 11 looks like. Let me take
Right.
both of us out of the screen. So you are going ahead of with Dar instead of Mukesh. Then you are going. See, this is fine for me because uh, I wanted RCB to go for Akib. I think we went till 2 crores and backed out. And you are going ahead with Natarajan because he gives you a left arm option, or is it, or do you think Mukesh will start and they eventually go to Natarajan? So this is your
No.
11.
I think Natarajan is a much better death bowler. He can bowl Yorkers. Left arm angle
Mhm.
bhi hai. And as I said, I don't exactly rate Mukesh Kumar so much, especially in this format. So I'll probably just leave him out.
So how much so how much do you give Delhi Capitals for the auction they had? That is 1 out of 10.
Hmm.
And how much do you think this starting 11 is strong enough out of 10?
Ooh, auction, I think because they did not get enough backup options in terms of Indian pacers, even if you look at the spinners, If something happens to Kuldeep, कौन bowling करेगा? They don't have a single wrist spinner except for Kuldeep Yadav and Vipraj Nigam. That's another major problem. Indian seamers नहीं है backup में, lower order backup नहीं है. So maybe 7.5 out of 10. And if I look at that, 12, I think that's decent. So I'll probably give that 8 out of 10. But if they play my 11 with Miller opening, I'll give them 8.5 out of 10.
So who's your impact player?
यार वो 12 में कोई एक बना दो. I mean, it's okay. That's why I
who
create
was
starting
who,
12s.
who was it? Who was it last time? I'm not sure.
I don't remember. Maybe someone like Mukesh
Anyways,
Kumar or.
see, I think I agree with your option rating. They had a. It looks from outset, it looked like they had a very good option, but when you put the team together, I think somewhere personally they didn't go all out for a gun blazing. I think they could have gone for Jamie Smith than Ben Duckett.
Possibly.
I think because he was the wicketkeeper plus wicketkeeper option we had, and I think he's much better a potential batsman. I really liked him in England too. They could have gone for the RCB guy, the Cox fellow. They could have gone for Cox also, which was a steal for us, which was 75 lakhs. So I think somewhere 7, as you said, 7 out of 10 should be good enough. So let's go to next. Should we go this side of India or that side of India?
Let's go north to south, as you said.
I think we'll go to KKR. So if you see KKR, let me put us down. So they got Finn Allen, Tim Seifert as opening options. They got Cameron Green, the much talked player. Then they got Rachin Ravindra. I don't know why they bought him. Rahul Tripathi looks more like a homecoming. I'm assuming he was playing for KKR before. I don't know.
Right.
Tejasvi Dahiya is someone whom you shared, who's similar to Rinku in right hand, you said. I think Patirana was a pretty good buy for them. Mustafizur was a backup. I think even they went for Akash Deep and Prashant Solanki, Daksh Kamra, Karthik Yagi, Sarthak. So what did you think of their auction in general? Why I'll tell you why this is so important. Why they had the highest purse.
Right.
Do you think they made use of the purse very well? Other than the Cameron Green, do you think they faltered or this is a pretty good? Obviously, this looks a better team than last time. But what do you think? Did they meet? Because we have to take into context by 64 crores was not less, right? So
Obviously,
so
obviously.
what do you think of these selections which they have gone generically? Then we'll address each position how they went.
See, if you look at their starting 12 slots, they have got them full with decent enough players. But I think a major issue which they had last season was their batting against spin. Have they solved that particular issue? Because you look at the top five, all of them are again right-handed. You look at the bench options: Manish Pandey, Sarthak Ranjan, Rahul Tripathi, Tim Seifert. All of them again are right-handed. एक रचिन रविंद्रा है जो कि लेफ्ट हैंडेड है बट ही विल नॉट प्ले सो that is one major problem, although I think Cameron Green helps over there. Dahiya is he's a domestic player, so he is better against spin, but overall I think they still lack left-handers in the team. The discussion which we were having with RCB last season कि they have a single left-hander, it's somewhat similar over here. Until Rinku Singh आपके पास एक भी lefty है नहीं, and this was the same problem which they faced last year. And they are saying they will not open with Sunil Narayan, which I agree with. So that makes it even, एक और left-hander short. So that's the biggest problem I see with this team. They did try to buy back Venkatesh Iyer. It did not happen, but there were a lot of other lefties in the auction, and somehow they did not go for them. So that was a bit disappointing, if you ask me.
See, so thank you, Nishant. Thank you for watching. Is one of my close friends now. So as he mentioned, this is where I was going to start with. I think last season bigger problem for them was accommodating Rahane at the top. Now that faltered Venkatesh Iyer's position, that falters Rinku's position, that completely caused a lot of chaos, right? Now, as Nishant mentions, Jinx as a captain is a problem. He can only play at the top. Now, for me, however, how much ever I liked Rahane in test format, or to even a certain stint in his CSK time, he's a liability for me if this team has to go forward. So what do you think? Who will be the captain for this team? And do you think he's going to play all 14 games?
Ajinkya Rahane, see, last season was a big problem because he was batting at number three. So whenever he was batting at number three, if you still have a look at his, detailed numbers, whenever he was in the power play, he was performing. And the moment the power play ended, his strike rate went down, average against spin was terrible, and his innings basically faltered. As an opener, if he is opening for all 14 games, I think he will be fine. He is a very good player of pace. स्पिन वाला वीकनेस पावर प्ले में थोड़ा सा आई थिंक छुप जाएगा एंड आई थिंक ही विल बी फाइन इफ ही इज ओपनिंग द इनिंग्स एंड दैट्स व्हाई आई थिंक नारायण ओपन नहीं करेगा तो इट्स perfectly fine. You need Ajinkya Rahane opening. That will help the team more, and you can probably have Sunil Narayan as a floater somewhere in the middle order to hit spin because they don't have a single left-hander over there.
And like Sunay mentions, like I asked you the same, do you think they'll go with Rahane as a captain or they're going to look for someone else?
No, I think
Do
they'll
you
stick to
see? Do
Rahane.
you see someone? Do you see someone else as a captain?
I think they will stick to Rahane only. The
There
other
were rumors.
option,
There were
the other
rumors were
option is
that
Rinku.
or Rinku, because the
Yeah.
rumors floating were that Varun will be given the bat, just like how we gave Rajat Patida. They were thinking to give Varun, but I personally don't see a leader. Like similarly, if you see here, Rahul mentions. Thank you, Rahul, for the comment. You have not started Anukul in your starting 11. Now,
हाँ.
Anukul has had a brilliant SMAT season. Brilliant. I think he's one of the top scorers, if I'm not wrong. So tell me, why have you not started him ahead of Ramandeep Singh or Tejasvi Dahiya?
Yeah, so I think this when I posted this screenshot on Twitter, the most commented name was Anukul Roy, and I think in place of Ramandeep Singh, he can get in if he is in good form, as people are
Mhm.
saying, and I think Ramandeep ka form has been a bit up and down. So I completely agree. Anukul Roy can get in. He can also be floated up the order. Lefty option bhi mil jayega. I don't disagree over there. So yeah, that's my take on it.
See, I'll tell you very honestly, I never felt Ramandeep. He's a gun fielder.
Hmm.
Like that goes with, like, I've seen him always field really well, but I've never heard. Do you remember any innings where he really smashed the hell out of opposition? I don't see. But Anukul Roy, again, as I said, if you go by, I still feel KKR lack depth in their batting in terms of experience. I still feel they still I like they went for Finn Allen or Siffert. They're not bad buys when if you're trying to replace Phil Salt. Their bowling looks pretty good. Yet again, Patirana or Rahman, whoever plays, otherwise also they had pretty good bowling lineup. Again, fourth, fifth, sixth still doesn't look stable for me. I personally, if I go by your team, where is it? If I go by your team also, your four is Angriksh, Tejasvi, Rinku. I personally feel Rinku should come up. Ramandeep. See, if you see this part, fourth to eighth doesn't do convincing at all. So, what do you think? How much do you rate their auction, and how much do you rate this starting 11? Is it because Andrew Russell will be a big miss, and they really want Cameron Green to come good, because I think that's their replacement for Russell. So what is your rating according to it? And did they do justice for 65 crores? Because that's a lot of money.
Hmm. You rightly pointed out. I was about to say this as well. If you look at that point, number 5 to 7, number 5 to 8, it's not the
Mm-hmm.
same with Russell not over there. And
Mm-hmm.
surprisingly, even they don't have backups. This entire team is, I think they're taking a big punt on Tejasvi Dahiya, who looks like a promising player, but you never know, right? He is not tried, not tested. He might fail. What if he fails? Who will you go towards? All your backups are top order options again. You have Rovman Powell, but then you will have to change the entire structure of the team. You will probably have to drop one of the two overseas openers. मतलब या तो फिन एलन या फिर टिम साइफर्ट जो भी खेलेगा उसको ड्रॉप करना पड़ेगा. You will have to keep wickets with Tejasvi Dahiya, and then Rovman Powell comes down the order and the entire structure goes for a toss. So they don't have backups over there. Again, options were there. Abhinav Manohar was there. I think Manishankar Mura Singh going unsold was a big surprise. So there were multiple options. Salman
We
Nizar,
will talk about Mura Singh. We will.
and for that reason, I think I'll give them 8 for the auction and 8 for the team they
Wow.
have assembled as well, because they got their
Wow.
primary targets. Finn Allen, I think, is an underrated buy. He will come good at
Correct.
the Eden Gardens.
Wow. Wow. I didn't see eight coming there. Because I still feel they they sh- they still should have gone for like a um, Jamie Smith, or for or a Miller. I don't know how no one contested. Maybe it's his age, but eight is surprising. Hope they come good, because I think they're very important for this tournament also, because they're what, how many times champions? Three times, two times, I don't know. So three times.
3-3.
So it's very important for they come good, and without the God's greatest coach ever not coaching them anymore. So I hope they come good. Now, quickly, let's go to Punjab. Punjab, you're not going to take much of our time, because I think, oops, this is our boy. Punjab, we're not going to take much time, because hardly they had any job to do. However, however, do you think? I think I need to speak only about one person here, and you called this team on Twitter saying solid. So they already had a solid team last season, if you ask me,
Hmm.
and they let go of English for whatever reason. So I am really excited about this Cooper Connolly. So how did they go about, because they hardly had to buy one or two, to be asking if you think. I don't know why they even bought Ben Washius or someone. There were better backup bowlers to go for. How do you think? Do you see Connolly starting, or you think over Mitch Owen starting? Because I saw a lot of TV channels suggesting Owen starting ahead of Connolly.
Yeah, see, I mean, I think whoever is in better form shall get in. Um, Cooper Connolly, Mitchell Owen, whoever is in better form, I think will get in. Connolly is a very what do you call, high ceiling player. He has a
Hmm.
tremendous upside. I think he performed well against India also, and
Hmm.
I saw him smashing it in the Big Bash League. You look at his physique, and you don't think he's the guy who will hit big sixes, but then he was smacking at 90 meters, 100 meters, and I was like, wow, this kid has potential. So I think he's a good buy. Number three pit, there was a vacancy because Josh Inglis is not there anymore. I think he will play 4 or 5 games, yet he got 8 crores. So I mean, wow, I wish to be in that position.
And
शादी
that
भी
is
कर रहे
from your
हो
favorite team. That is from your favorite team. Come
लखनऊ
on.
whatever.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I mean, उनकी बात में बात करेंगे. But yeah,
So,
as you said,
how much do
this
you
team,
rate them for their
um
auction? Beautiful auction
यार
of Punjab.
कुछ करना ही नहीं था यार. They bid for a total of 6 players. They got 4 of them. बाकी तो चाय
Uh,
कॉफी पी के चले गए. तो I'll give them a 9.
and good to see Shreyas Iyer back walking, and after that deadly
Yep, yep,
injury.
yep.
Perfect. I still feel we'll come to this part in the end, because I want to talk about Punjab when it comes to our predictions, which we have kept to the end. So top four, and whoever is watching, please put in your top four prediction for IPL 2026. We will read out each one of us, and I'll be throwing few scenarios to Sparsh in the next team we are going to speak about. The team which is very important for the IPL, for cricket, for everything. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, RCB. Personally, bhai, I am very happy.
Hmm.
One, I'll tell you why. We hardly had good auctions. Okay. Last year, we had the best auction in 18, 19 years, honestly speaking. To have another good auction back to back
Hmm.
is really promising. This itself shows that how important a management is important. If you have a proper role decided, if you have a good management, of course, there is a lot of flowers for Andy Flower and Mo Bawad being, because they already come with a certain amount of reputation. But DK being a very integral part, I feel uh, like I had told before Gigi became a coach, I see a coach in DK. But I was like, let me see how he does with RCB in the first season. And to his favor, we won the Indian Premier League. And let me open the team for us. What did you think of RCB's without bias? Okay, bias के साथ बाद में बात करेंगे. And I will come to the comments. We'll put it up soon. Um, what did you think of their auction? How did you think? Did they get what they wanted, or you wanted anyone specific? And did they address every loophole which was possible? Because I feel one or two is still left. But what did you think in whole?
I think it is as close as perfection, as it can get. Venkatesh Iyer, I think he's an upgrade on Devdutt Padikkal. If you look at his profile, he's a better player of good length pace. He has long levers. He has that reach. So I think he's an upgrade overall on Devdutt Padikkal. They wanted him badly last season as well. I was hearing, I think Mo Bobat or someone was talking that they see a leader in him as well. And then there is that camaraderie between Venkatesh Iyer and Patidar also, because they belong to the same state. So I think he is a fantastic acquisition. Jacob Duffy, perfect backup for Josh Hazelwood. Tall guy, he can hit the deck hard, ball the heavy ball. He's not your express pacer, but he gets the job done. I was watching his highlights for New Zealand. Somehow ये बंदा अपने पहले बॉल पे विकेट लेता ही है. I was shocked.
Wow.
I'm like,
This is like Trent Bolt getting wicket in first over all the
oh
time.
no, not the first over. First ball of whatever over he's bowling, 17th over, 19th over. There is something about him. He takes a
Oh,
wicket. I'm
oh,
like, okay,
oh.
wow, good partnership breaker, and he gets that extra bounce because of his height. I think he's a good buy. He's also very good with the new ball. His numbers for New Zealand have been excellent. He's a good buy. Mangesh Yadav के बारे में हम बात किए थे in the pre-auction show, and I think that was obvious कि पाटीदार connection है. They need a backup for Yash Dayal. Mangesh Yadav can also bat. So if he plays, he also extends the batting. So I think these three were the top purchases. Uske आसपास, so they were majorly backups. Cox is a great guy to have. I think he can bat anywhere from opening to number 6, number 7. He hits the ball a long way. He smashed it in the 100. He's a good buy. And then the only small loophole, I'm not too sure I can call it a loophole, but whoever that wrist spinner is, I forgot his name. I think he was the emerging bowler of the season in the Pondicherry Premier League, and
Correct.
जो भी है, तो I forgot his name. Maybe instead of him, they could have gotten a more tried and tested commodity, someone like a Shivam Shukla, who has been doing it in the Syed Mushtaq Ali since a couple of seasons now. But at the same time, I trust those guys at the auction table. As you rightly said, we have seen clueless people at the auction table. And now, when I see Andy Flower, I see Mo Bobat, I see Dinesh Karthik, I see Freddie Wildy, I am confident. So maybe मुझे नहीं पता वो bowler के बारे में, but he will come good. So
See,
I trust him.
I think I saw a clip by RCB on their profile also. They backed that bowler really well. So here, if you thank you, Siddesh, for your comment again. Siddesh is giving 9.5 out of 10. Akash Chopra will be very upset. You will not believe Akash Chopra gave 3.5 out of 5 for RCB. I don't know why certain people hate RCB. तो मैंने बोला भाई
See,
3.5 क्यों दे रहा है, किस चीज पे दे रहा है? तो Siddesh is saying 9. I would give RCB 9.5 out of 10 for the auction, losing point 0.5 for not having Suyesh as a backup. Just like what you said right now, I think that's the only loop. If Suyesh is having a bad run, if he gets injured,
hmm,
will, because last season somehow Krunal came into picture when Suyesh was having a bad run, and when Krunal was suffering, Suyesh came into a picture, at least keeping the overs tight. Uh, what do you think? How much do you rate the auction, and how much do you? And we will talk about the starting 11, because you have put Venkatesh Iyer ahead of DDP, so
hmm.
that is your strongest 11 going ahead. Because I personally feel Iyer has to earn his place right now, because I think they might start with DDP, because DDP had a really good season,
Fair.
and eventually maybe bring in Iyer, because it would be unfair if you say, because DDP didn't have a bad season. He had to go because of whatever injury.
I was
Uh,
backing him more than anyone else, so I know.
I know. I am the last one who was to back him. So how much do you rate RCB's auction, and what do you
Hmm.
think currently your starting 11? How much do you rate?
I think I agree with 9.5. As I said,
Mhm.
close to perfect. I couldn't have asked for more. Even those under 19 guys, they are very promising. If you can open the team sheet once again.
Once again,
I forgot the name. वो एक लेफ्टी कोई तो लिए है वो नंबर 3 पे जो खेलता है.
Vivan Malhotra.
Vivan Malhotra. He is a ditto mirror image of Shubman Gill. You watch him
Shubman
bat
Gill.
and I'm like, this is Gill left-handed. अगर mirror करके इसको डाल देंगे ना तो पता नहीं पड़ेगा that this is not Shubman Gill. He looks
Mhm.
like a very good guy. Kanishk Chauhan, I was seeing him hit back of length balls for fun in whatever clips I watched, and he can also ball off spin. So that's an added advantage. So I think these are two promising guys. Again, scouted, very good, very well done. Ashwin ने भी इनको praise किया है. So Ashwin talked about them too. I think overall I'm very happy with this team. One buy which I did not understand is Vicky Oswal. He is a very good left arm spinner, but you already have Krunal Pandya, you already have Swapnil Singh, Jacob Bethel can ball left arm spin. Maybe instead of him, you could have looked for another batting option or anyone else. It feels like you have too many left arm spinners in the squad as of now. Maybe a wrist spinner also. किसी को भी ले सकते थे. But all in all, I'm happy. 9.5 and my starting 12. See, I think it depends upon who comes into the IPL with better form. Is it Venkatesh Iyer or Devdutt Padikkal? I don't mind any of them, but as a player, I think I see Venkatesh Iyer as a more complete player than Devdutt Padikkal, and that does not mean that Devdutt will not necessarily perform. But if if I ask myself right now, I think I'll say Venkatesh Iyer. But if he's out of form, I'll definitely go with Padikkal.
Thank you, Kohli, the greatest. Yes, we agree completely. And thank you for your comment. Can Iyer and DDP both play?
Uh,
And we can play two foreign paces. I will let Sparsh take this question. Yes, Sparsh.
Interesting here because there were a few people who commented this combination under my post as well on Twitter. But in that case, either one of Padikkal, Patidar, or Venkatesh Iyer, someone bats out of position. I'm not very comfortable with that. Most likely, Venkatesh Iyer will bat at number 5, and I think his best comes when he's batting in the top 3. So I will not be, very comfortable with that, and also you will lose out on Romario Shepherd. I want that lower order firepower, and I think he has improved his bowling as well. Last season, when I was watching him bowl for RCB itself, he got the wicket of Shreyas Iyer in the final. So he felt deceptively fast, and I think overall, I want Romario Shepherd in that lower order for the firepower he brings.
I agree. I don't personally feel IR and DDP should play. I understand the emotion behind it, but I anyways don't like Devdutt Padikkal's strike rate in T20. And about two foreign pacers, it's not a bad option, but as I said, if we never played Shepherd, I would have considered because we would have never seen what Shepard did. Like
Correct.
Shepard, the damage he did to CSK made them change the whole team this time. So, so my point is, I also agree with Rahul Tandon's comment here, saying Venki playing outside of top 3 is a waste. I agree. I
Hmm.
completely agree. And so I still see him as number 3, and I feel DK backs him a lot. And as Nishant again says, Venki at Chimnaswamy will be a treat. And the ball to the bat and the pace will really help. And Satyam again reiterates what you said, Ki his death bowling has improved. Uh, I I still personally feel I agree with you that Venkatesh Iyer should start ahead of our
Padikkal.
favorite DDP. But I feel the 11 picks itself, and
Right.
we have pretty good backup. And about Ostwal or someone, I have been hearing very good. He's pretty good a buy because he has a lot of potential and is one of the, as you said, since we have Swapnil, we have Krunal. I don't know whether he'll get a chance. I feel whichever team 11, 12 you shared, they will play most of the 14 games. And with when we talk about RCB, we have to talk about the arch rivals, which is Chennai Super Kings. Before I put the map on, wait, let's go to this. Did they address this issue? Super Kings need to strengthen which area before next season was the question asked. It was middle order, all-rounder slot, pace bowling unit, spin bowling unit. Now they lost Jadeja, they lost Sam Curran in the trade window. How did they go about their auction? Were you happy with? Obviously, we are happy for the uncapped Indian players getting their due, which is very
Hmm.
good. But did they actually miss a stone by not going after Livingstone? Or what do you think of their whole auction? Let me put up the team
Hmm.
now.
See, middle order mein there were two very obvious vacancies, number 5, sorry, number 6 and number 8. They got Prashanth Veer. I think we talked about him. Ki Prashanth Veer, like for like replacement for Ravindra Jadeja, and he is an exciting player. Kartik Sharma again, very exciting player. But I look at that lower order and I still don't feel convinced. I feel like it's very untested. You don't know what you are getting with them. There are no backups for them either. पूरा backup ये लोग ने bowling में डाल दिया है. तो overall, if I am a CSK fan, I think I won't be the happiest after this auction because they had a large purse, and I think a big role behind this is Kavya Maran. The way she raised the price for Prashant Veer, or I think Kartik Sharma, दोनों में से कोई एक, or maybe even both. That was incredible, and that had a lot of knock-on effects, in terms of CSK's auction strategy, and I think also SRH's auction strategy. So that was fascinating to watch. And
Correct.
but yeah, overall, I don't think I'm the most happy with that team. Although they might still work. I'm not saying they will fail. They might work, but I think they could have done a better job.
See, just like as Sunai says, I don't think they have the capability of finishing games in chases. See, I feel Dhoni's career was over 2 years back for me, right?
Mm.
So there is a finisher missing for me. Then now they're extremely dependent on Kartik Sharma, as you mentioned, Prashant Veer. I somewhere agree they have a better team than last time,
Mm.
but I don't think this team is good enough to win a cup. But if their goal was to better their team and not to win the cup this time, then great, you had a good auction. But I agree completely. It's too much a hit and a miss, and I'm okay with the money because it's as long as we are not paying so much money to someone else and to our own players, and it will help them come up. I'm completely okay with the money spent. And if we go to your last part of this CSK, where is this? Let's speak about your starting lineup. Sorry, thank you, Satyam. 1 second. So this is your starting lineup. The only
Ah.
place I am surprised is
Mhm.
you starting Kartik Sharma ahead of. The problem is
Uh,
there's no one else.
exactly, exactly. That's a major shortcoming in the squad. What if Kartik Sharma
Hmm.
fails? Do you play
Hmm.
Sarfaraz at number 5, Urvil Patel number 5? Ideally, you want those guys playing in the top order, but that's a mess over there.
Yeah. So this is your starting 11. I thought, see, the position Karthik is coming. No, you can't play Sarfraz there. You
Hmm.
can't play Urvil Patel there. So I think somewhere they're stuck. I don't know what they were thinking. I don't know who's this Aman Khan also. Um, but one thing I can see in this lineup is they don't need. They're only you have put only 3 overseas. So instead of Karthik, they can play Matthew Short. It's
Maybe,
still not a bad. He's a top
but
order
again,
batsman. You think?
Matthew Short, the only value you will get out of him is when he opens, and they have too many openers
Hmm.
already here. Because Matthew
Hmm.
Short, you look at his numbers against spin, they are horrible. And you expect him to play in the middle order at Chepauk. It does not make sense. And that is why I felt Matthew Short ko kharidna hi bekar tha. He is not adding any value to this team. They could have easily got, some other middle order batter, maybe someone like a Jamie Smith or someone who would have
Exactly.
added far more value to this team. And I'll
Hmm.
tell you the मेरा ही 11 है लेकिन इसके साथ प्रॉब्लम मैं ही बता देता हूँ. You are expecting Shivam Dube and Prashant Veer to give you 4 overs every game. I don't think अब मुझे पता नहीं है how much possible that will be despite the improvement we are seeing in Shivam Dube's bowling because it's the IPL यहाँ पे 300 बनता है. So that is one problem, and to solve that, many people are saying you have to play Jamie Overton, but unless Dhoni does not play, how do you make that combination? क्योंकि I mean, it's a mess over there. अगर धोनी retire हो जाता है, तो I think they will be in a slightly better position. But right now, it's a mess.
And also I feel I don't know why they went for Rahul Chahar. You got if like you got Prashanth Veer, you got Noor Ahmed, you already have Noor Ahmed, you bought Akil also. Again, you went for someone who's a rich leg spinner. So somewhere, again, it's a better team than last time, but I'm not convinced. Now comes the bigger question. Before I want take up the questions in the comment section,
Hmm.
do you think Dhoni will be an impact player or a starting 11 player this season?
Someone
And do
asked
you
this
think
in the
it will,
comment.
do you think, yeah, yeah, I'll put it up again.
Yeah.
Do you think he will be an impact player or a starting 11 player? And will this be finally his last season?
लास्ट सीजन का मैं कुछ नहीं कह रहा हूँ. दिस गाय कीप्स प्लेइंग प्लेइंग प्लेइंग. आई थॉट कि मेगा ऑक्शन आ गया है, तो फाइनली वी विल नॉट सी धोनी, बट boy, he's still here. So I don't know what the plan is. Are they looking at Karthik Sharma as a Dhoni replacement in the lower order and slowly planning to phase out MS Dhoni? That might be the plan, because you look at that team, बुढ़े लोग अब इस टीम में नहीं है. All of
Hmm.
them are youngsters. Urvil Patel, Karthik Sharma, है ना, this Prashant Veer, Ayush Mahatre, all of them are young guns. And there is a total क्या बोलते हैं mentality shift in the dugout. Fleming talked about this too. So is that the plan with Dhoni, that you slowly phase him out? And that might be possible, but I don't see him playing as an impact player. If he is playing, he will be keeping the wickets, क्योंकि IPL at the end of the day, I think it's also a game of TRP and
I know,
money, and there are
I
multiple
know.
things involved. So you want MS Dhoni out there. तो अगर वो खेलेगा, तो he will be wicket keeping. But if he is not playing, then that's a separate discussion. That's something CSK's long term vision, and that might happen also, because if you look at the guys they bid for but they did not get, Ben Dwarcius, Jack Edwards, and Jason Holder. That's three pace bowling all rounders, and Cameron Green. Make it four. So they might want to play Jamie Overton. अब इनमें से कोई मिला नहीं तो Overton को खिलाना पड़ेगा. And they might slowly want to phase out Dhoni in that way.
Perfect. Let's quickly take few questions before we end the show. Wait. Sunai says he's
Before that,
Ellis good.
CSK का
Hmm.
rating.
हाँ वो आता हूँ क्वेश्चंस के बाद.
Okay.
Because all these are CSK. So is Ellis, one second, good enough for the death? He's a smart bowler, but 2 overs in death every game sounds scary if I'm a CSK fan. Agree? Sorry, Nikhil is not here to justify this strategy, but Sparsh can help you.
नहीं, I think Ellis is a pretty decent death bowler. If you look at the other options in the pool, I think Ellis is one of the better ones. आप डेथ बॉलर के बारे में सोचते हो तो who are the elite ones? जसप्रीत बुमराह, वो तो मिलेगा नहीं. Pathirana was there. He did not have a good season. I think CSK could have played Ellis last year itself because Pathirana was struggling. And I don't see too many good death bowlers. Ellis is smart. He can be a handful at Chepauk. And yeah, I think he's good enough to play all games.
I also feel after seeing him against India, the man can bat also, I feel, if I'm not wrong. Let's go to Murthy M. Thank you for your comment to chat. Overturn at 7 if Karthik Sharma misses out. Everyone will bat higher like Brevis at 5. So everyone is suggesting Overton.
It
They're
might
big on
happen.
Overton.
It might happen. See, it's very interesting. Overton at one point of time was very overrated. Now suddenly he's very underrated. People are thinking कि Overton कुछ कर नहीं सकता है, because I think he was batting one position too high for CSK last year. But if he bats at number 8, I think he has the capability. He can hit the deck hard. Again, he gets some bounce. He's a tall guy, and I think he will be a decent player. And it's possible they might play him because they clearly wanted a pace bowling all rounder जो इनको मिला नहीं है. And Overton is the only option in the squad, so they might play him. I agree over there.
Perfect. So pretty much I think I covered. So how much do you rate their auction out of 10? And the starting 11, how strong it is to go on field out of 10? Quickly.
Whew, auction, I'll give them maybe 7 max because they had a good purse, but there's clearly are too many loopholes in the team as we just discussed. Starting 11, 7.5. I'm not able to give it two more.
Makes sense. I think they had a okay auction.
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
excited for those two kids who come. If they
I'll,
if
I'll
they
tell you about
really
them also.
mm,
When we talk about mini auctions, obviously it's a game of demand and supply, and that is why prices do inflate. Price inflation
correct,
hota hai. But at the same time, I think we have to keep it in mind. This is the first mini auction after the mega auction, which means you have two more mini auctions coming up after this one. So now you
correct,
got these guys for 14 crores. If, for example, let us say Karthik Sharma fails or he does not perform, you are in a spot, you have to take a decision next year. Do you retain him or do you release him? क्योंकि अगर इसको retain करोगे, आपके 14 करोड़ फिर से जाएंगे. That's the thing
correct.
about these mini auctions which happen immediately after the mega auction. And that is why I think Kavya Maran was excellent. She completely destroyed Chennai's auction strategy. And they have two players who people have not heard of, have not seen, although they are exciting, for 28 crore in that team. If they fail, आप इनको release करोगे, it's very much possible they will have a blockbuster season next year and they will be bought for some 3 4 crores only because they failed. So in that sense, I think Kavya Maran was excellent, brilliant tactic. I'm not saying कि CSK should not have bought these guys. That's a separate discussion क्योंकि demand and supply का खेल है. But this is an after effect which will also happen next year कि इनको retain करे कि release करे क्योंकि फिर से पर्स से इतना पैसा कटेगा.
Interesting, very interesting. Perfect. So before we end the show, we have already have few entries. So as I said in the beginning or in between, I want your prediction right now, which will
Wow.
we see towards the end of IPL. Who's your top four for IPL 2026 based on the auction and the current teams across the board, not on only these things five.
Hmm.
Before you answer, let me put up few answers we've got. Golak says GT, RCB, MI, KKR. Okay. Rahul says MI, Punjab, RCB, SRH. Okay. Sunai says Punjab, MI, RR. What? ये कौन है? RCB नहीं है इसमें. And RR, GT. Interesting. Sunay, I'll keep an eye here. Huh? And so these are the current ones.
Hmm.
So who's your top four for IPL 2026 based on the player auction which has happened now?
Whew. It's difficult to answer right now because one player going out of form, one player coming in form can completely change the dynamic. But as of now, I'll say RCB, Mumbai Indians, Punjab Kings. I think these three teams, the most sorted teams before the mega auction, they are still the most sorted after the mega auction. So I will bank on these teams. Fourth team is a bit tricky. I think I will lean towards Rajasthan Royals. They have a good team, exciting team. Those trades were perfect for them. They got a good wrist spinner in Ravi Bishnoi, although he hasn't improved that much in the last 3 years, but he still is a proven IPL performer. So I think their team is a good one if everyone remains fit, especially Jofra Archer. They might go all the way, मतलब playoffs तक जा सकते हैं.
I think somewhere I agree with the three teams. Punjab, RCB, and Mumbai look pretty sorted. And there's see, I think somewhere stable side going second season again, having pretty much all the players because they are already your role, you know how you responded last season with the same players with the same situations. I think it's an advantage, and I
Hmm.
think these three teams have it. And fourth, I think again, fourth is a toss up. It can be DC, it can be I personally DC or RR also actually looks pretty good. Um, Going before I end the show, let's okay. Satyam says RCB, MI, Punjab, SRH. Okay, there are a lot of
I think
SRH fans here.
we still have comments coming in.
And we have one more RCB, MI, Punjab, DC. Good, Sidesh. I agree. Rahul says CSK would have been better off getting Salil Arora. for cheaper than Karthik. Makes sense.
Interesting.
And Akhil Hussain can bowl in power play, and the pitch will suit him. So I think going with three overseas might give them an option who to start based on the pitch, whether it's Akhil to bring in later or Overton. And
Also,
you're.
I think
Mhm.
Akil is a good guy. Matlab, he is someone who can bat also. We again talked about him in the pre-auction show. He might go to CSK because he plays for their sister franchisees. He's good with the new ball. एक जमाने में number one ranked bowler भी था. But
Mhm.
again, it's a similar case with him. He hasn't improved all that much in the last couple of years. But अगर प्रशांत वीर fail होता है totally, imagine he's a complete flop. I think Akil is a good backup.
And Satyam says CSK season can go very bad or very good if all youngsters fire. Then it can go good, but also can flounder. Also, I agree. We agree. We just spoke about it.
I mean, this is
L-
applicable to all teams. अगर if RCB का
I
विराट
know.
कोहली फॉर्म लूज हो जाता है तो फिर it gets tough.
Correct. Murthy says Salil Arora is a top four player. CSK already have plenty top order players. Makes sense again. Hello, Sparsh. Yes, hello back from him. So, last question for the day before I end the stream. Thank you guys for joining in. Thank you guys for putting in there. Please like the stream, subscribe to the channel if you're not. It will help us. Especially liking this stream helps the algorithm to push the video up and to reach out more so we can come with more content like this, especially going forward. World Cup coming next year and IPL coming next year. Last question, Sparsh.
Mhm.
Who will finish bottom two?
Whew. दूसरा
ये नहीं बोला था तुम्हें. ये सरप्राइज दिया मैं तुम्हें अभी. I
bottom
caught you
two.
off guard like LSG. No,
LSG is
apparently
in.
LSG, just to wind up before you answer,
हाँ.
apparently I heard somewhere LSG got a confirmation from Langer saying
हाँ.
English will be available for the whole tournament. That's why they started bidding.
No. अभी ESPN Cricinfo पे I think a few hours ago only there was an article published कि
अरे we have already last top bottom two. देखो आगे लोग already बोलने के लिए. चलो
हाँ.
let's go. Who's your bottom two?
हाँ बस वही कह रहा था कि क्रिक इन्फो पे आर्टिकल अभी पब्लिश हुआ है कि नहीं खेलेगा
Mm-hmm.
मतलब पूरा सीजन मे बी 4-5 गेम्स मैक्स सी बॉटम टू
Mm-hmm.
वन नेम कम्स टू माय माइंड गुजरात टाइटंस I don't think they have solved their issues. Their bowling is good, but T20 cricket mein I think it's the opposite. You need much stronger batting. And are you banking on Shubman Gill, Sai Sudarshan, Joss Butler to again have those blockbuster seasons? I don't know. Will all three of them fire collectively again? Will they completely hide their middle order ka weakness? I think that's a major question for me. Their middle order batters, Shah Rukh Khan, not in form. Kumar Kushagra has been doing well. He can come into the middle order. Washington Sundar शायद number 4-5 पे खेलेगा इस बार. But all in all, I'm not too convinced with Gujarat Titans as I was last year as well. मैं बार बार कह रहा था कि playoffs आते आते ये team they will struggle and that's what happened. So I'll say Gujarat Titans. Second name SRH comes to mind. Lucknow also comes to mind because Lucknow, I think it is heavily dependent upon how many of their paces will turn up. इतने सारे
Correct.
उनके injured रहते हैं and to top it they got Andre Nokia who again is always injured. I have no idea. Is it a competition की मतलब कौन खेलेगा कौन fit रहेगा? I don't know. So
I think again I think they panicked again. Sorry, because they didn't get Patirana.
हाँ.
They didn't. I don't think they had a plan B. So they were like, okay, next famous established bowler is Nokia. But again, I think that way the best steal was by Mumbai. Tikok को वो 1 करोड़
हाँ
में उठा के ले गए, and especially
बिल्कुल
he's in form also.
correct.
He's a better bet than Kylie Jameson, who was for two. What is it? What is Nathan Jacob is saying? GG move. Okay, whatever that means. So yours is GT and
I'll say
Jaldi.
Gujarat one between SRH and LSG.
नहीं ऐसे नहीं होता है. You have to
Come
say
on.
two. जल्दी
Luck,
stream end करेगा मैं. Come on. Thank you
luck,
guys. जल्दी बोलो. मेरा
Lucknow.
मेरा SRH. Mine is SRH. And I think after you have spoken about GT, because in my head SRH and KKR was there. But after you've said GT, maybe I'll go for GT and SRH.
We'll talk about other teams in a separate video because उनके बारे में बहुत कुछ है बात करने को.
Perfect. So your final is, I'll take it, GT and
Lucknow, LSG.
perfect. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you. I know you've been patient enough to watch it for 60 minutes, and we try to cover as much as possible in detail. Thank you for joining. Please like the stream, and we look forward to catch up again. Thank you,
Subscribe.
Spash. See you soon. Subscribe. Dabao.
See you soon. Bye bye.